what one type of quadratic equation is. The highest power is a squared, and the value in front of the squared, they always refer to this one as the A, this number is the B, and this number is the C. So each of these A, B, and C, they tell us something about the parabola. So that's the shape that's formed when you make a quadratic equation. So if your A is a positive number, then your parabola opens up. So I always remember it is, if you're positive, then you're smiling. If your A is a negative value, then when you're negative, you're frowning. So the parabola opens down. So the A value shows you which way your parabola opens, whether it opens down, if it's negative, or up, if it's positive. The B value shows you where your line of symmetry is. So if we look at these parabolas here, this one is when A is greater than 0 because it's making a smiley face. And this one is when A is less than 0, so a negative value, so it's making a frowny face. The B value shows us the location of the axis of symmetry. So the axis of symmetry is this dotted line here that cuts our parabola exactly into two equal pieces. So you can think of your axis of symmetry as a mirror, because if this was a mirror, it would reflect the same image on both sides. So this here is also our mirror, or our axis of symmetry, and it's reflecting the same image on both sides. So our B value in our equation, this is the one that shows where the change in the axis of symmetry is. And our final number in a quadratic function is our C value. And our C value shows us where on the y-axis our picture is hitting. So if we look at these, this is our y-intercept because our picture crosses on our y here and here. That is what our C value would be. Okay? Those are the important points of the quadratic function. So if we look at this, it was the reflecting question E. It's on page 359. It says the graphs of these three quadratic relations are shown. Predict possible values of A, B, and C. Okay, so this one's making a smiley face. And if you notice, it looks like each point goes over one, up one. Over one, up one. So we can say that our A is probably going to be positive because it's a smiley face, and it's going to be 1 because it's over 1, up 1. Our B, remember, is our mirror. So where would our mirror be reflecting here? Our mirror would be right along the y-axis. So it's hitting the y at 0. So our B should be 0. And if we're looking at our C, remember our C was our y-intercept. So where is our parabola hitting on the y? It's hitting down here at -2. So that means our C should be -2.